What's up, Magnum Sports Network fans? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome to Magnum Sports Rundown. We're going to talk about Terrell Owens today. Terrell Owens, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but then so many things have happened in the course of like a couple days since this whole Hall of Fame announcement thing. And first of all, I love T.O. I love his game. I've always liked T.O. I've always been a fan of Terrell Owens. Even when he left my team is the 49ers, of course. Even when he left my team and went to Philly, then went to Dallas, and then went to Cincinnati, then to Buffalo, whatever, Seattle. I didn't like it when he was on Seattle. But anyways, he wasn't there for long. He got cut. But it doesn't matter. But listen, T.O. deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. The guy has Hall of Fame numbers. He has a Hall of Fame career. Played his butt off in the Super Bowl that he was in with a broken leg nonetheless. No practice for 7 weeks and still came into the game and played that game. And to play at that kind of ability. But yet, the man just gets disrespected by the media. He just gets disrespected by people. Just for some reason, people just want to bother. People like to mess with T.O. That's what I think it is. People like to sit there and say things about him. So, say that he ruined his teams or that he did this and he did that. Sources tell me this. Sources tell me that. Bull crap. T.O. was just a game changer. T.O., when he stepped on that field, when he practiced hard. He played hard. He gave 100% throughout the game. So what if he cries for the ball? People do that now. He did all kinds of stuff because he wanted the ball in his hand because he knew that he was a playmaker. That's why. People want to portray this guy as something that he's not. Does T.O. have faults? I'm sure he does. I'm sure if he chose to do, if he could have done things differently, he would have with teammates or things like that. But at the same time, he was a competitor. Tom Brady gets in people's faces. Tom Brady yells at people. But yet they call him, fierce, fiery, a leader. Peyton Manning is a little different. He's more reserved. But there's other players in the NFL. Look at Des Bryant. Look at some people that are in the NFL these days that just, they're competitors. They're fiery. They're just, what do you call it? Aaron Rodgers does his, his discount double take, basically. I call it, his championship belt thing, He does, there's all these people that do all the kind of things, and they're called leaders. They're called the, superstars of the NFL. They're called that. But when T.O. does it, all of a sudden, he's a thug. He's somebody that shouldn't be in the NFL. Meanwhile, he's never had any off-the-field problems, really. Never really been in any kind of trouble. But he's in trouble for the locker room, apparently, because he voices his opinion behind closed doors to people. So, there's a lot of different things I've seen, like ESPN First Take about it. I've seen a lot of different shows about it and everything. But basically, what the media did was snub him. He had all the credentials. He had all the numbers to reach the Hall of Fame. And they basically sat there and said, well, he was disruptive in the locker room. You have no proof of it, really, other than some people here and there that you might have asked that maybe just didn't like him or things like that. But yet, most of the time when T.O. was released or T.O. was let go by teams, a lot of it had to do with contract. T.O. wanted money, and that might have been another one of his downfalls where he wanted money. He wanted to get paid like a superstar. He felt like he should have been paid as a top receiver. And rightfully so. He's one of the NFL's best wide receivers, period, hands down. And yet, for some reason, teams just didn't want to pay him, or they just wanted to, dick him around, or who knows what. But T.O., for some reason, ended up, causing trouble, or who knows what happened behind closed doors or whatever, but he ended up leaving. And now on ESPN's First Take, it was pretty interesting because he kind of called out Mariucci and called him, a company man and things like that, and how he was a rah-rah guy and how he didn't have his back when T.O. did the whole star thing on the Dallas Cowboys star, and how Mariucci didn't have his back when T.O. came to something late, like a practice late. He didn't give him the same treatment that he gave other guys like Jeff Garcia, where Jeff Garcia had a choice to pay a fine or take the team out to dinner. T.O. was just told to pay a fine, and it was kind of those things where you could see that he was being picked on for being who he was. But at the same time, you also got to tell him, don't be late for practice. Then you won't be in those situations or things like that. But still, that shouldn't take away from what he did on the field. T.O. put up the numbers. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He deserved to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, especially over some of the guys that got in. And the media knew that. Those voters knew that. And they got to do a different system for voting. If it's going to be like that, where they discuss a guy's a guy's thing with the team. Like, there's guys in the Hall of Fame that have off the field trouble, but they just said they don't care about off the field trouble. They care about what happens on the field and in the team locker room. How can you care about that but not care about off the field trouble? How can you not care if somebody like slapped up his woman or did anything on the offside or got arrested like 25 times or got busted for marijuana use, but then, put the numbers, but he was great in the locker room? You mean you're going to put him in the Hall of Fame, but you're going to take a guy like T.O., who was apparently, still quotation fingers, apparently disruptive in the locker room, but had a clean record off the field? It just doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to think about things like that, then you got to weigh in all the options, and I think it's flawed. So to me, I think T.O. got snubbed. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I like I said, think T.O. was snubbed, but let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer? Do you think he'll still get into the Hall of Fame next year, or do you think he's going to be made to wait even longer now because of some of the antics now, appearing on TV and saying some stuff that he said, tweeting some things that he tweeted? But still, I think T.O. should be first ballot. Let me know what you think, all right? So for Magnum Sports Rundown, I'm JT Magnum. I'm out. Peace.